Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Exact Digital Podcast. If you're into digital marketing, entrepreneurship, or just love learning how businesses grow and adapt, you're in the right place. Today I'm excited to chat with someone who knows the ins and outs of digital marketing, Eric Alonzi, founder and president of Renaissance Marketing. Since 2017, Eric and his team have been helping businesses scale by combining SEO, paid per click, and multi-channel strategies to create cohesive marketing plans that actually get results. We're going to dive into how Renaissance Marketing approaches SEO, why multi-channel marketing works in the future, and how businesses can get the most out of their digital spend. Plus, Eric's got a unique take on working with agencies and white labeling services. So if you're in the industry, you're going to want to take notes. Eric, thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to the show.
Hey, Kenzie, thanks for having me.
How are you doing today?
We're rolling. We're getting into our busy season. I don't know about you, but this is like our busy season is right around the corner. The springtime just gets a little crazy until June 1 or June 15, and all the business owners and marketing directors go on vacation all at the same time.
I feel like, through the holidays, everybody's busy with the holidays in their personal life, and then they have end of year stuff for clients. So then everything's shoved into the end of the year. Then January comes and people are like, hold on, I need to take a breath.
Yeah.
And then springtime is when it rolls and it's like, all right, here we go again.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, for us, we're working, I don't know, it's 10 to 12 hours maybe during the spring a day because it's just so packed. But it kind of makes it exciting. I mean, there's ebbs and flows with the agency just in general, and so that's kind of to be expected at this point that we're going to have some ups and downs, some lulls, and makes it fun.
Yeah, with this industry, you kind of just have to go with the flow, but it's, for me, exciting. I like things like that. I don't want to do the same thing every single day.
Exactly.
So let's start with your journey. What inspired you to start Renaissance Marketing back in 2017, and how's it evolved since then?
So the actual start of the agency was going back to 2012. I worked for a big box marketing company and got a lot of good experiences at that organization and worked with helping out some great companies. But one of the things that really bothered me is like we were not providing SEO, and I knew SEO was a flagship marketing channel for small and mid-sized businesses that could really make a difference. So I went in and just did SEO for one of my clients for free, just to get him better results, see what the impact would be. And sure enough, he was getting leads like crazy. I think he still ranks for something that I did for him many years ago, and he just built up so much authority. And so, we were able to make a big difference, and eventually I was like, I think that I'm paying closer attention to my clients than the company is. I'm doing 2 jobs already. Let's start this boutique agency and bring, some of those values to all of our customers and do it consistently. So where we started, the values were, hand curated, attention to detail, caring about the results, so following the data trail all the way to the end to see, what kind of impact we were making on our clients' marketing and their businesses. So those are the kind of things that we started off with, and I still have clients to this day that came over from the big box marketing company, and ones that started in 2017 and 2018 when we launched our business are still with us today. So I think that I know that those values stayed true, made a difference in the community, and helped us gain some sustainability, some stability, as we kind of continue this momentum and get a good name for ourselves in helping out businesses who really need it.
That's great. You said following the data and being able to follow it all the way and track it. It's so important in digital advertising because at the end of the day, it's the main purpose of it, or it's the main benefit of it. So why not take advantage of all of those routes?
Yeah, and that's how things have evolved since 2017, and I think that's like one of the key areas that's changed since 2017, where we were focused on, doing a really good job and paying attention to detail and making an impact on our clients' businesses. The data was already fractured, like all the marketing channels that are out there. Then you throw in TikTok, and people started to go crazy on the YouTube Short. So there's like a lot going on, and so now like all the information is completely scattered. I still come across clients that don't have Google Analytics installed, or Google Search Console, and so there's key things that we still have to do, to just get the basics of tracking. But one of the things that's evolved is we do some advanced data analysis, and we have some kind of advanced tracking. And so now we can look at the data trails to see, did somebody view an ad but they didn't click on it and they still made a purchase later, to see if we're influencing the consumer's behavior over the long term with our ads. So in the past, you'd put up a billboard or a TV ad, and you have no idea what the impact was on your bottom line. And now we have advanced tracking to see the data trails, and say, hey, I know that people saw this ad and then they made a purchase, or they saw this ad and then they became a lead. And I think that's the kind of advanced, like the deep look down the rabbit hole to give customers, or clients, an insight that says, okay, these guys are really paying attention and they know what's going on, because you don't get that enough.
Right, exactly. And then you can use that to later optimize and say, okay, well, they looked at this one but didn't look at this one, so let's focus on ads that kind of replicate this rather than that one. So it's just kind of, it keeps you flowing and changing, and you no longer have to just focus and rely on yourself. You can rely on the data as well.
Yeah, you know this. It's a feedback loop. You go based off of historical data to come up with an ad, ad verbiage, copy, messaging that you think is going to perform well, and you execute. And then when it comes to tracking, you have to do your best to find out what's working. And then the feedback loop part is you say, okay, this is what's working. These are the elements that we think contributed to the success. Let's rework these ads. Let's ditch these, rework them, or capitalize and expand these ad campaigns, and just continually optimize. It's like a living, breathing organism, and it continues to change every single month.
Exactly. So your agency specializes in SEO, paid per click, and multi-channel marketing. What made you choose these core services, and how do they work together to drive results for your clients?
Yeah, so the business started really in 2017 off of just being like the go-to for SEO, and we still to this day have like a reputation of being dependable on when it comes to SEO and high quality fulfillment. We work with a lot of other agencies to fulfill their SEO in a white label capacity. So I know that we started with that as our cornerstone, one of our flagship products and services. And as a small business, small mid-sized businesses, like that and pay per click are essential to getting your marketing rolling. A lot of people come to us and say, I need leads. I just want to grow my business. And for anecdotally speaking, like maybe 75% of the small mid-sized businesses that come to us, like that's a good place to start, is on your SEO and your pay per click. Just making sure that your presence on Google is maximized. You get that real estate so that you can drive in as many new customers or patients as possible.
So how do they work together and really drive results for the clients?
Oh yeah, so the SEO and pay per click is really just real estate on Google's page. So they work together because you're trying to be seen like 1, 2, maybe 3 times on Google for keywords that make sense to you. So if you're a dentist, then you're Memphis or Nashville. I'm drawing a blank.
Charlotte, actually. Charlotte, North
Charlotte,
Carolina.
right? Okay, gotcha. Sorry. So,
Yeah, our headquarters are in Brownsville, which is right beside Jackson and Memphis.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So, like dentist, Charlotte, North Carolina. If you're a dentist in Charlotte, North Carolina, you want to show up on Google at the top in the paid ads, and you want to show up in the mapping section, and then below that in that traditional organic section. Um, so them working together is just maximizing your exposure, your real estate. It's more likely that someone's going to click on you, and then come to you for those services, and set up an appointment. For the multi-channel marketing, this is where the business has kind of evolved to, because things are so fractured. You need to be showing up in multiple places now: Facebook, Instagram, uh, even with the stuff with TikTok happening. Maybe you were thinking about getting on TikTok before all this. So there's a lot of places that you need to show up. YouTube, and have a good presence and a good image for your brand. And so all of these are playing together and working hand in hand. Maybe somebody sees an ad on Facebook or one of your posts on Facebook, and they don't take an action. But then when they go to Google later to search for a dentist in Charlotte, North Carolina, they're like, I recognize this company. I'm going to click on them and submit my information to set up an appointment. That's how they work together.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like a lot of times when people come and want to start ads, they're really excited, of course, and that's amazing. But I feel that they need that foundation as well with the SEO, paid per click, and everything working together to be able to actually have a client experience or customer experience. Because it takes about 5 to 7 clicks or 5 to 7 views to even think
Yeah.
about converting to something.
Yeah, exactly. And if they see that ad 5 to 7 times, they're very likely not to click on it. I mean, the purpose of those ads that show up on your, the Weather Channel or on NBC or ESPN when you're just scrolling around, like we know that most people aren't going to click those ads. They are going to interact with your brand later. So, um, get seen, yes, but you also need to be able to be found when it comes time when that person is in the market for your product or service.
Exactly. No, you're right. So SEO has been your flagship service. With all the changes happening in the search algorithms, what are the biggest shifts you've recently seen, and how should businesses adapt?
Yeah, the biggest shifts have been with AI content. So, you know, I think people think that like there's been this drastic change in Google, and I think that's really not overblown. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's but maybe it's just been uh, I'm struggling to think of the word. Basically, we've seen this before. People, if you remember, like there was position zero on Google, and position zero was just like a snippet that answered a question. So if you typed in like, what is the weight of XYZ, then like in the past, position zero would appear, and it was just a snippet that referenced one website that said, here is the weight of XYZ. And you could click on that and get more information, or you could say that's all I needed and not click uh, that link on Google. So now all they've really done is just made that more robust with this SGE, the search generative experience. So if I type that same query and now it answers the question fully, and instead of referencing one website, it's going to reference 3 websites, and because it's pulling information from all across the internet and the world. So I don't think that SGE is really as transformative as it turns, for the advertiser at least. It's not changing things as much as maybe people think it is. It's just that it looks a little bit different on Google. Um, I think that the AI content is probably something that is much different than before, because while AI has been around for a while, the generative AI has changed things a little bit. Google's had to make some adjustments to make it so that it's not all about your content. Like you can't just put up 10 million words on your website and say, I'm going to get ranked now. It has to be super helpful. There has to be some authority behind it. So if you're in the medical space, you probably know that like we're looking to establish authority based off of EEAT, and so there's a lot more that goes into just putting up AI content. Like that's not going to work for you. It's probably not going to penalize you like you think it is, but it's not going to do anything for you. It has to be based in helpful content, and you still have to go back to the core components of SEO and messaging to turn that content into something that's going to help out a user and turn into a new lead.
Right. I feel like people, although they see the AI and it's super helpful, when they're really searching for something, they're going to want to scroll and see where this information's coming from.
Yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
we're at the level of like trust with AI yet.
Yeah, I think that's also lending to more like video content and like real user generated content, because if you in this world of like, oh, now I'm skeptical of all the AI information coming at me, then you're going to be more likely to look at some video that's like a person reviewing a product, or a video from the business owner like showing you how the product or service works, just like get some more real information, that's not just type. It's not just text written out because you're like, I gotta see some more. Like this could have been generated from AI. This could be anything.
Right. Could have been pulled from Reddit, which Reddit can be informational, but it's still a human being having that conversation
Yeah, exactly.
with with opinions and thoughts, and it's not facts.
Yeah, exactly.
So you mentioned in our pre-call that half your business comes from working with other agencies through white labeling services. What has that experience been like, and how do you make sure that agencies add value to you as a partner?
Um, so the experience has been, I mean, it's been great. I mean, I think that's like part of the ecosystem. That's like where we really help out is by providing confidence and fulfillment of SEO services. A lot of like, unfortunately, there's a lot of bad actors when it comes to SEO services, and probably 50, 75% of businesses have been burned by an SEO agency. And that same thing goes for agencies, like agencies who don't do the SEO themselves and they just outsource it to someone like us. They've been burned by SEO providers. Like they want to give a good experience to their clients. A lot of them have good intentions, and they're saying like, hey, I really love this client. Like I want to make sure we do a good job. I know we're doing a good job on pay per click and on programmatic, but we're just not there with SEO. So giving it to someone like us has been really helpful for them. We enjoy helping them out, and being like that expert, that extension of their team. But they see it in their clients, and maybe test out one or two clients with us. They see the difference in the rankings and the new traffic and new leads, and then they end up bringing more and more clients to us to help them with white label SEO. So it's been a good experience. Just in terms of like the value that they bring to us. Um, you know, I think more about like what's the value that we can bring to them, and
That was
so
actually the question, how the question was supposed to be worded, so that was my mistake. I
well,
was,
the value that we want to bring to them, besides like just being a good SEO provider, is by being an extension of their team. And one thing that we do that I just haven't really seen anybody else do is that we're kind of like the end-to-end provider. So we provide website design as a part of our SEO packages, what like maintenance and development, and content. So SEO is not as simple as like, hey, I'm just going to put up this backlink, or hey, I'm going to post this article on your website, and then everything is done. There's technical aspects, there's content aspects. So instead of just saying, okay, hey, we're going to do these few tasks, and you, Mr. or Mrs. Agency, you handle the website design and the improvement of the conversion rates on the website. Like, we do all of that. So we really become like an extension of their team, where they can rely on us and lean on us and say, hey, I don't know what's going on with this code. I can't get this installed correctly. Like, do you guys know what's going on? Or this Google Tag Manager is giving me trouble. Can you figure this out? And so I like to think that we're the go-to with anything technical, and all the inner workings between SEO and content and website user experience. We can handle all that to make sure that the client's getting leads and getting traffic.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also something you'd mentioned earlier is that a lot of these agencies you come to have been burned in the past.
Yeah.
So being able to build that trust, because there are so many what I like to call order takers out there, and it kind of makes it difficult for the people that are actually doing a great job to say, "Hey, I know you've been burned. Let me show you." But once we show them, they have all that confidence in the world. So I think that's a big mountain you have to climb sometimes, just because there's so many people out there that will genuinely take people's money and have know that this person isn't set up on the back end, doesn't have a good website, doesn't have, you know,
Okay.
even a social media account, and so many different layers that need to be on the bottom before they can add on. And they're just like, sure, yeah, I'll take your money and I'll give you what you want. But it's like,
Right.
it's a partnership. It's teamwork. I'm doing a job, I'm giving them a service, and they're coming to me doing their job with a service, and like blending that together is where success begins, not just taking orders and being like, okay, sure, here's your invoice, give me the money, move on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the consultation is super important, and sometimes that means telling somebody something that they don't want to hear, or putting an obstacle in front of them that they don't want to have. Like um, just telling somebody that, like, yeah, everything is going to be perfect, or your website and your business is perfectly set up for success as is, isn't helping them, and it's not helping you, because you're going to have to, uh, you know, the program might fail. Um, you might have to redo things on the website. It's better to consult fully and say, here's the good, bad, and the ugly, and get it all out there. And I think, ultimately you'll have clients for longer if you do that, and you'll have more successful clients if you address the problems one by one.
Exactly. Like if I step out of my marketing hat and just become a human being, if I have somebody come to me and give me the good, bad, and the ugly, I'm more likely to use their service, buy from them, because I know that they're later on down the road going to tell me the honest truth,
Yeah,
because they're willing to hurt my feelings in that moment.
yeah,
Give me the
yeah,
best results.
yeah. We don't try and hurt their feelings, but
Well, you never know. You never know. You might be.
but I
Just
mean, and you know also, it's like sometimes, like, it might not work out right this second to work together. But if you give them the whole truth, then down the road, you'll find a way to work together with that prospect. And I think that's just seeing the big picture, like looking down the road, and not like, how am I gonna put the eat my bread right this second. Like, let's just look at the big picture, long term sustainability. How can we help each other out? And if it doesn't work today, then it'll work out eventually.
right. Yeah. No. Exactly. Because if you don't have that foundation, then moving forward is not going to be as smooth, and that
Right.
partnership is not as successful.
Yeah, we made that mistake way too much. I shouldn't say way too much. More than we'd like in the past, and so we've made a commitment now that to learn from that. That says, if we don't feel comfortable working with somebody because they think their website's going to perform well when we think it's not, then we're not going to do SEO or programmatic advertising or social whatever, because we know that, like, that's just going to be a roadblock that we can't get around, and so we're going to feel bad because we're going to be burning their money, knowing that things could be better. Uh, so we just learned from the hard way not to take those clients on. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the best option. So you're launching a new package product called Renaissance 360, which focuses on multi-channel strategies. Can you break it down and what's included and how businesses can benefit from it?
You're right. There we go.
Perfect.
Okay. Hi, welcome back.
Welcome
Um,
back.
So this is really the reason that we created Renaissance 360 or R360. It's a 360 package that covers the full marketing funnel. I say that with an asterisk because like no business can completely outsource every item within sales and marketing. That's just not going to happen. And what we do is we try and cover as much of the funnel as possible so that we can be an end-to-end solution when it comes to marketing. So with the marketing funnel, you have all of these aspects: awareness, interest, consideration, and then the sale. Some people are more familiar with three parts of the funnel: the middle, the top, the middle, and the bottom, and awareness, consideration, and evaluation. So there's a couple of ways that people are familiar with dicing up this funnel, but the idea is that awareness, there's a group of people. Some people say that like on average, it's 80% of people are not interested in your services or product right this minute. So awareness is getting in front of those people before they need you. Awareness is getting in front of your target market and getting into their subconscious, becoming a household name. Interest is, and so awareness is getting seen. Interest is once they know they need your service or product, getting in front of them. Yeah. They need to hit every section of the funnel: the top, the middle, and the bottom. So, in layman's terms, that's awareness, interest, and consideration. Awareness is the 80% of the people that don't need your service right this second, or your service or your product. So you want to get in front of your target market so that they know about your name and your brand when it comes time to make a purchase, which is further down the funnel. Let's start with interest. Interest is somebody says, like, okay, I know I need a dentist in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so they're going to go into Google and they're going to be searching for a dental provider, or maybe they get more specific and they're typing in like dental implants. So you want to be you want to be seen when that time comes. And this is the part where somebody becomes a lead, right? Awareness, you're just being seen. Interest, you're just being, you're looking at leads. And then further down, this is where you make the money in the consideration and the sale phase. So the consideration really is like where the website comes into play, your email nurturing, how you're interacting with that individual once they've expressed interest until you can finally get the sale. So the Renaissance 360 product is covering the funnel, making sure that you're in front of people, you're getting seen, you're getting leads, and that you're nurturing them down through that customer journey to eventually become a sale. That's why we created the Renaissance 360. And that now basically what it includes, just that it's custom, but just to give you like a perfect example, let's just say that you're that dentist in Charlotte, North Carolina. You're going to need the website covered. You're going to need your SEO and pay-per-click. You're going to need your emails. You're going to need your ads that are getting in front of your target market before, during, and after their treatments. And so that awareness being like the social media, the programmatic ads, and this is how you get in front of a lot of people and really grow your consumer base. And so we've seen this super effective. The last thing I'll say about this is that our best clients are utilizing the full marketing funnel. And when I say best, it's not because they're biggest, although oftentimes they do spend more money. It's more about they are more involved in the marketing. They do more activities. They're in more marketing channels, and so therefore their performance is far above and beyond those clients who just do SEO or who just do SEO and pay-per-click. Let's say we actually did a study, and the stat is they get those clients who do multi-channel or omni-channel marketing with us get 24% more conversions, and we're talking about you get 500 or 1,000 leads a month, and that's like a pretty significant number.
Exactly. I think that sometimes people forget that investing in marketing is one of the most important parts of a business. And of course, you can have your customers that just know about you by word of mouth and just kind of walk by you. I was the other day I was thinking about nail salons, and I feel like that's one of the only places that people are just walking right into somewhere
Yeah.
anymore. A lot of times it's you have to nurture people through that funnel, and people aren't converting as easy anymore. There's a lot more that goes into it, and there has to be a portion of your investment in the company as a whole that goes towards your marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. The competition's gotten stiff, and we work with a regional auto salvage company, and they're a perfect example about what's happened to the competition because their competitors, they don't have like inventory online, they don't have awareness and lead generation campaigns going. So these guys just like come into a market and they just mop it up. They're going to sweep over this competition wherever they go to, and that's just like the truth of the matter. So if you're like a mom and pop auto salvage business and you don't have a decent website, you don't have any advertising out there, that in comparison to these guys, like you don't stand a chance.
Right, because your competition's doing it. That's very, very true. And something that I wanted to mention in this funnel is that when you're at the interest portion, something that's really important to remember is that you're solving people's problems. Rather than just targeting people that are searching for roofers near me or people that have kind of maybe shown expressed interest in it, which obviously is important, but instead going through and solving people's problems, like knowing that you're in an area that has hailstorms or knowing that this is your slower season, so you have to inform people about getting their roof inspected and when was the last time you checked, or like targeting people that are saying things like I have a leak in this roof, or solving problems rather than just targeting an umbrella term of people that are interested.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's I feel like that's where we spend a lot of time on our messaging, and that's why that like something like just oh we do SEO is not it's not enough. It's not that simple. We have to think about like what is the consumer going through, what are their pain points, and then relaying that message of our solution so that we can effectively grab their attention and you know get our customer on the phone with them, get our client on the phone with them, so that they can solve a problem. So that hey, we understand your pain point. Here's the solution. Give us a call so that we can help you out with it.
So when clients come to you and ask for high impact campaigns like CTV or streaming ads, how do you determine whether or not they're actually ready for it?
So the funnel actually is one way that we determine whether they're ready for it or not. So if we ask a series of questions to try and understand their business and their goals more. So if they tell us like, well, number one, if there's like I don't have a website, then we're not going to be able to run CTV campaigns or something like that. Or if they have a really bad website, then we're going to have to improve a lot of their foundational items. But sometimes they'll come to us and just say like, I just really need leads. I need to generate more leads, more interest. And so we know that really they're not ready for CTV or OTT or YouTube ads or something like that. They really need to focus on growing their presence on Google, expanding their presence on Google, and driving more leads so that they can build a business that is worth putting out awareness ads for. The awareness is like the next priority after you have your lead generation humming. That's where you grow your pie a lot bigger. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons. We also know like if they have a budget, there's no judgment, but if they don't have the budget for CTV, then like blowing all your money on CTV, OTT is not worth it. You want to make sure that you have enough budget for your SEO and your website and your pay-per-click ads before you start getting into CTV. Being under budgeted is a problem. It creates bad performance. Then people get burned. They get burned out. They get jaded about a certain channel. When the truth is that they just weren't ready for it.
Very true. It's very important not to spread yourself too thin because I feel like we're talking a lot about how important it is to have an omni-channel approach, which is true,
Yeah.
but also making sure that you're not spreading everything too thin.
Yeah. Let's see if one of these other slides. I'm thinking here. Here's a good one. The reason not to start with CTV, for example, and making sure that your website is set up properly. So the top reasons why mobile visitors leave a website: slow loading. 88% of people will select that as a reason that they left the website. Non-responsive, 73% of people will select that as a reason that they leave. Bad navigation. So you even have these like 3.8% of people will leave a website because of obtrusive use of video or audio. So there's all sorts of things that could turn a person off on your website, and so you got to fix this before you start sending loads and loads of traffic to your website. If you don't have this stuff fixed, for example, then you're just flushing money down the drain.
Yeah, exactly. So, what would you say, other than these topics, would be some of the biggest mistakes that you see businesses making in digital marketing?
The biggest mistakes, not having a steady foundation, being underfunded, under budgeted, not answering your phones, or not having a solid sales process. Some people, they have a lot of the elements in place to grow their business, but they're not being critical enough about their phones and their salespeople or their customer service. So we use call tracking, and our clients can, not only us, but our clients can also look at their call volume and what those interactions on the phone are like, and we can see what the gaps are, why people are falling off. Maybe the receptionist is rude. Maybe they're having incomplete or inaccurate information. That's a big problem. There's a slew of issues, but I guess those are the top issues we see, because we have seen a lot of instances. We've seen successful and we've seen not successful, and we do know at this point, like, if somebody comes to us and they're ready to play ball, then what do we need to see happen in order to see success, or what can we spot from a mile away saying this is going to be an issue and they're going to fail if they don't fix this. Website's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of, changing, and what would you say AI has been an adjustment towards Renaissance marketing? Because it's a big topic in the digital marketing lately, and how would you say that you're adapting to the AI and its strategies?
So, I think something that's kind of not really talked about is that you need to have somebody that is going to pump the brakes too. So I think a lot of people are like really bullish on AI. I think that's a good thing, and that's normal, and we should be. But we don't want to do like untested activities, AI activities on a client who has a multi-million-dollar business that's humming perfectly. There's no need to, just go rogue and start trying things that don't have any evidence behind it. I think we use ourselves, like our own agency, as test subjects a lot of times for AI, all the stuff that's coming out, and and we've kind of done that historically too. So when we first started our agency, we proved by doing our own SEO for our business and driving leads for Renaissance through SEO that like it was going to be helpful for our clients, and our clients knew, hey, if these guys do it for them, can do it for themselves, and they see an impact in their business, then they know the kind of impact they can have for me, and they can also do it for me. So we've always tested on our own business first to make sure that we're not doing R&D with our clients' marketing budget. I think that's something that people don't talk about. Is like I don't want to use my clients as a test subject. Yes, we want to be on the cutting edge when it comes to AI and technology, but we're not. We're just again we're not looking to tank a really good business because of a shiny new object.
Yeah, no, totally. It's good to, of course, accept it, maybe lean into it a little bit, but also have your guard up, be a little hesitant, ask questions,
Mm-hmm.
try to not just jump head first and, like you said, something shiny.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still want to answer your question. Um, with AI, I think the things that we've done to help are we've integrated it more into our reporting. Um, we do it is a way to have like a second pair of eyes, like a checker, so we can feed AI some information and kind of use it like a consultant. We can get more robust information on our reporting. We can even use it to help with like, the outlines of our articles. But the human touch is currently is still ideal, and if we can use AI to assist, then that's the best combination.
Yeah, absolutely. A term I say often on these podcasts is I use it like chocolate. It tastes good, it's sweet, it feels like a meal, but it can't supplement a real meal.
I like that.
Yeah. So I
That's
don't
my
know.
chocolate.
I I feel like, like you've been saying, like you should use it for things that you know and but still have that human touch in it. But tread lightly, be humans.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Don't over rely.
Right. Because, at the end of the day, like we want to still be a human consciousness of thinkers and problem solvers. So you
Yeah.
got to keep working out those muscles in order to keep them there.
Yeah. I mean, business owners definitely want a magic button to press and everything is fixed. And I do kind of think that some business owners are hoping that AI is going to be that. But I also hear from people who are looking into AI and they're saying like, yeah, I understand that like it's only as good as the data you feed it, and it's going to help us. It's not going to replace. So that's where we're at right now.
Right. Just pay attention. That's all I can say. Pay
Yeah.
attention. So where can our listeners connect with you and learn more about Renaissance marketing?
They can go on our website. They can find us on our website, renaissancemarketingva.com. It's kind of a long one. We're thinking about shortening that and getting a new URL. Find us online, find us on social, Renaissance Marketing. We're in Virginia and Florida, but we serve clients nationwide, and we love to get on calls and consult and help people out, and like to talk to people like Kenzie.
Yeah, yeah, we've had a good time. I think this has been a really great conversation, and you give so much insight on how businesses can maximize their marketing, from SEO to pay per click and to tackling on that multi-channel strategy that actually works. So, for anyone listening and wants to learn more about Renaissance Marketing and how Eric and his team can help you scale, be sure to check them out at renaissancemarketingva.com or connect with Eric on LinkedIn. This was awesome. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and everyone at home, thanks for listening. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.